Welcome to MojoPlays, and today we're looking at 10 games to play while you wait for Resident Evil Village.
Chris? Sorry, Ethan.
Before we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
For this video, we'll be looking at horror games that may contain some aspects of what to expect in the new Resident Evil and fill the void while we wait for it. Let us know what game gets you most excited for Capcom's upcoming horror title in the comments section below. Alien Isolation. Nothing comes close to the feeling of dread you'll experience when hiding from the alien in this game. As typical with survival horror, you're given just enough resources and ammunition to defend yourself so you can make your escape. Its subtitle fits perfectly, as you'll be begging to see another live being on the station, so long as they're not hostile. This game is not just for Resident Evil fans, but also for Alien fans, as Isolation is a respectable and well-made entry into the iconic franchise. Outlast. When you don't have a single weapon to defend yourself, hiding or running for your life are your only options. And there's something you'll be doing a lot in Mount Massive Asylum. There are parts in the Resident Evil games in which you can't do anything but run, and Outlast takes that feeling and makes the whole game centered around it, with some stealth areas sprinkled in. Gameplay aside, you also have an intriguing storyline in which you try and work out what the hell went wrong in this deplorable facility. Dead by Daylight.
I got there in time.
What's better than getting chased on your own? Having your friends get chased with you. Seriously though, it doesn't make it any easier on your heart. The experience of trying to complete a series of objectives while hiding from an unstoppable supernatural force in Dead by Daylight is terrifying, no matter who's with you. The worst thing is that you can't even work out the monster's patterns because an actual player controls it. The game even features characters from other popular IPs. While there aren't any Resident Evil monsters yet, let's hope there will be in the future.
Yeah, take you onto the hill. That's what we're gonna do.
Dying Light. Remember when Resident Evil was all about surviving a zombie apocalypse? We do, and while we appreciate the direction of the newer games moving toward more monstrous viral mutations, sometimes we just want to take down zombies instead. Dying Light scratches that itch, allowing us to use whatever weapon we can get our hands on to take down the walking, sometimes running, dead. The open world and free-running gameplay make even traversing the city an exciting and interesting element. Try not to stay out at night though. Bloodborne. While it isn't a first or third-person survival horror game, it definitely is horrific, and a lot of its visuals and settings seem quite similar to what we've seen in Resident Evil Village trailers. Bloodborne is full of gothic terrors and castles, and its creatures range from standard werewolves to giant cosmic entities from another world. Infamous for its difficulty, you can expect a lot of trial and error as you work out your ways to defeat your enemies. The game relies on you to observe its environment and read item descriptions to get a full grasp of the story, which can be compared to the notes you find in Resident Evil. Silent Hill 2. If you're more a fan of the straight psychological horror that Resident Evil can sometimes offer, then the Silent Hill series is for you. The good thing is that you can start the second game without knowing about what happened in the first one, and it's actually the best in the series. Gameplay-wise, it's quite similar to the earlier Resident Evil titles. You have limited resources and terrifying creatures to battle while you're trying to solve puzzles. While you may not have as much fun with Silent Hill 2 as opposed to a Resident Evil game, you'll be drawn to it more, just as the titular town itself draws in its victims.
I guess this place isn't too safe either.
Dead Space 2. Frankly, any of the Dead Space games are a good option, but the second one gives our protagonist a voice while upping the scares, which allows for closer comparisons to Resident Evil to be drawn. In fact, Resident Evil 4 was a significant influence on how Dead Space turned out, and there will definitely be a sense of familiarity when you play. The over-the-shoulder perspective is quite close. The corridors are narrow, giving the player that claustrophobic feeling, And when you couple that with 8-foot-tall running creatures with razor-sharp limbs trying to take your head off, we won't blame you for dropping the controller in fright. The Evil Within. It's directed by Shinji Mikami, the creator of the first Resident Evil. Cinematic with an aura of mystery around it, The Evil Within is a blast to play. It's also harder than many other modern games, reminding you of the times resource management was a crucial factor in your survival. There's a small amount of cheese with this one, which will take you back to the days you played the first 3 Resident Evil games. Despite that though, there's a lot more horror here, with creature designs ripped straight from your nightmares. The Last of Us and The Last of Us Part 2.
We're almost there, baby. They're getting through the fence!
If you haven't played the first one yet, what are you even doing? While it may not be as scary or as mysterious as what you can expect in the new Resident Evil, the storytelling, dialogue, and gameplay are at the top of its class. You have a violent, visceral, and scary journey ahead, coupled with high-stakes drama, emotion, and mature themes, which you'll find in both The Last of Us Parts 1 and 2. They come together to create a fantastic gaming experience. Just make sure you have some tissues on hand with these games.
Sarah. Baby.
Resident Evil 4 and Resident Evil 7. If you're eagerly awaiting the 8th entry in the series as much as we are, then you've probably already played these, but they're still the best games to replay while you wait. 4 is a masterpiece, combining action and horror perfectly. 7 features Ethan, whom you'll be playing in the upcoming title, and it's in first person also, so you might want to replay it just to get familiar with the controls. Village looks like it's increasing the enemy count, location size, and puzzle solving tenfold, so maybe up the difficulty too.
Check out these other great clips from MojoPlays, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.